My grandmother speaks to me about race relations in South Central during times when black folk didn't have a right to vote, claiming how we have it so much better now through languages that have been broken at least 5 times over. And after multiple strokes, she sits there in a wheelchair, strong like tree trunks. Top half could also that poet grandchildren could use her fast stories to write poems for future change, but still, I have never heard more powerful words than her battle. My grandmother's slowly dying. And it's like, I'm mostly upset for selfish reasons. She has this uncomfortably infectious smile and wears wrinkles on her face like tattooed laughter. But still, my grandmother's slowly dying. There is very little difference between desperation and strength, between waving and drowning, between slow dancing and no music and empty apartments and walking around in confused circles in big city streets while big city beat railroad tracks until my grandmother's back for her grandchildren can travel to places that she's never even dreamed of. It seems, love, that my grandmother picks her family up, but Atlas never really held the world on his shoulders. He was just one man hanging on to the edges, trying his damnedest not to fall off, and we nicknamed this desperation strength. We nicknamed my grandmother human once her wings got clipped and she lost her halo in a watch ride in 1965. Who else you know had 8 kids and adopted another, raised grandkids as if they were her own, had a hand in raising me? Now the irony is I'm somewhere in Iowa listening to racist talk radio thinking, oh to God this truck don't break down, because I'm about to break now. I can't handle this shit. I'm not as strong as she is. I can't hold the world on my shoulders. The best I can do is hold myself up, and most of the time I don't even think I do that well. I'm constantly been mistaken for standing tall because I've learned to stand on the shoulders of those who are willing to put step ladders on their backs for me. My grandmother happily accepts the fact that I'm starting a new life in Chicago while hers is slowly coming to an end. I am writing half-ass suicide notes in the backs of convenience store receipts with hopes that I can return a few minutes of my life so that she can stop pounding more for hers. I wrote her a love letter the moment that I set foot in that city. I told her that she can't go yet. That I'm still working out this deal with time. I'm still working on how to be a man, and I needed her from time to time to tell me that I'm doing all right. I told her she don't have to be so strong all the time. She don't have to hold the world on her shoulders, but I do need her to hang on to those edges, trying her damnedest not to fall off, and I would nickname her desperation strength.
Yes.
It's like my grandmother's slowly dying. And I'm mostly upset because I don't think I'm strong enough to hold her world on my shoulders.